Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Guts to Fail. It's Thursday, January 14th. And OMG, I'm so excited to talk to Chantal from Bittersweet Ivy. She's the half of Bittersweet Ivy. Kristen is the other half. She's traveling today, but we are going to dive in with her. We've been friends for several years. We're on the Downtown Merchants Association together in the Rail District here in the heart of Frisco, Texas. And she has a thriving boutique with the cutest clothes you've ever seen. And I'm kind of sad that I'm not wearing it right now because I have so many cute things that I could be wearing. But either way, Chantal is awesome. They're great business owners over there. And I think that you're going to get a lot out of this interview with her. Are you at market right now, Chantal?
Yeah, that's why it's like the lighting is so weird, and I'm trying to hide to do this because it's been crazy.
Yeah, the guts to fail, right? So you're taking time out of your busy at market day to bring us a 30-minute interview of all things Bittersweet Ivy and challenges and how you had the guts to fail in starting your business and how long you've been in business and where you're at now and where you see yourself 5 years from now. So without further ado, welcome. I just want to say welcome to you and let everyone who is going to hop on can hop on now, but just know that the majority of people watch this later on after we've uploaded it to YouTube. And so that's really exciting too. So if you are watching this, please give us a replay, hashtag replay, and we will interact with you online. So Chantal, tell us about yourself, who you are, how you got started, what made you open a boutique, and all the good stuff.
Oh, goodness, who I am. Well, a mom, I guess. I am that. I got started six and a half years ago. I was talking about it at market this week, and it's flown by. I went through a divorce, spent a year not knowing what I was going to do. Had always done retail my entire life, but I knew I didn't want to go back into mainstream retail with the crazy hours and work for somebody else. And Kristen, the other half of Bittersweet Ivy, her and I were sitting around having a glass of wine one night, and we're like, let's start a boutique. And so she's like, you know the retail side of it, I know the back end of it, and let's see if we can make it work. And that's kind of how it started. We went down. We think about how we bought the first time and how we are now. It's night and day.
Tell me about the night and day. When you first bought, what were you not thinking of that you now know to think of or like considering?
Price, assortment, and it's not knowing where to go. Like being here at market this week, I've met a lot of different boutiques and a lot of them that are franchises. So they have, I guess, mentors, so to speak, to help them. We didn't have that. So we didn't know what we were doing. So we failed quite a bit at the beginning. And we went down to Harry Hines. So if there's people watching that aren't in Dallas, Harry Hines is known for kind of, it's a wholesale area, but it's not the same kind of wholesale as going to like market and really getting the fashion trends. And we found this one clothing wholesaler down there that we thought was great deals. And we've learned not so much. But that's where we did all of our buying for probably the first 3 months.
Right. So when you first started in buying, you were just kind of going with what you knew. And the more you learned you didn't know, and you would seek out and you're like, I didn't even know about this, or I didn't know how to do this. When you first went to market, do you, now that you buy so much and consistently, do you get, are you better at negotiating? And is there any negotiating to be done? Is there any advice you would give to a boutique owner who's first going to market that, just like not going to Harry Hines, is what advice would you give them based on what you know now?
You first go to market, go and just spend the first day exploring. Don't go and just buy at the first showroom you walk into or the first, just the first things you see. Definitely explore, look. You'll find things at all different price ranges. but that was one of the biggest tips someone gave us, is they said, don't go and buy the first day. 'Cause especially like when we went to Vegas, that was a big market. And we got that advice of just walk around, just check everything out. Know your customer, know who you're buying for though, also before you go, because that's one of the things that we failed at the beginning, because we didn't know we were doing pop-ups. So our customer changed every weekend. It depended where we were going to go and what event we were going to be at. And we were trying to show the same thing to different people every weekend. And it was a different clientele. So that's I guess one of the biggest tips that we appreciated at the beginning, was just knowing just to go walk around and really check things out and not just buy right away.
Right. So I know that y'all sell online and you sell in the store. Is your online buyer different than your in-store buyer? Do they buy different things?
Yes. Pre-COVID, yeah, it was a little different. You sell mostly clothing online, or things that people are specifically looking for. I see that I'm getting dark again. I'm trying not to.
Yeah, just lean forward.
Lean forward. That's a lot better. And like online, they search like a brand that they like. Like we carry a certain brand that we get a lot of orders for. And
Dear John?
Dear John and Z Supply. Yeah, both of them, we get a lot of orders for those. But our in-person customer, they become your friends. So it's just a different.
They see the things in person, and just because it's not Z Supply or Dear John, the way you have it paired in the store, that, ooh, I need both of those things. And they don't really care what brand it is. They just like the look.
Right.
Kind of like that? Okay.
Right.
That's very interesting.
The online customer knows, they know, like, they're not wanting help. They're not wanting to be guided. They're not wanting to have assistance. But the person that walks in your boutique, they're walking in for a reason. That's the thing. I mean, if someone especially when you're like in a downtown area like we are, I mean, people, they pull over, they stop their car, they get out of their car, they come into the store. There's a reason for it. And it's our job to find out why. Was it just to see what we were all about, or is it that they're looking for something to wear? There's all different answers, but it's finding out what made them walk through the door.
Yeah. For me, I know when I walk through your door, it's because I have shopping anxiety. I'm a very rare female that does not like to shop. But as long as I'm shopping in a friend's store, the actual exchange of money doesn't give me anxiety. I will give you money because I know, that it's an added layer of validation and support. Because when I go buy something, if I'm at Ross or TJ Maxx, I'll get a cart full of stuff that I think is cute. And by the time I've walked back around the store, I've talked myself out of everything, and it's all back on random racks around the store. And when I leave dejected and upset and mad at myself and whatever. But when I come into your store, you're like, Brooklyn, this would look good on you. No, not that. You need this. Oh my gosh, did you see our new thing? It goes with this. Those two go together. Yes, this is a good choice. I need that reassurance, or I just shut down and leave. And so I love going into your store for that.
Thank you. And you're not as rare as you think you are with that.
Really?
Yeah, you're not. Being in this business and now having the storefront because we spent the first year doing the pop-ups and all of those things, and now actually having the storefront for the last 5.5 years, I've met such a wide variety of people, and there are more women out there that don't like to shop, don't like to go to the malls, hate going to the malls, and like to shop in boutiques for the same reason you do. It's they want to come in, they want to feel like it's their friend. They want to be able to just get that one-on-one attention, and just know that they're going to come in, they're not going to be talked into something that they shouldn't have.
Right. That's so reassuring and comforting. Yeah, I go to whatever, or I don't go, but if I have been there accidentally, stumbled upon a Nordstrom or something,
some things they have that you just have to go there. You don't. Shoe selection is pretty good, so I that big of a variety.
Yes, I like the experience of going there. I like pulling up to the front door, getting out of my car, and walking 5 steps and being, ta-da! I'm there.
Mhm.
and this is going to be quick and it's going to be painless, and I'm going to walk away with something cute that my friend, you, the human behind the business, has reassured me is good, because not my friends don't always have my crazy schedule where I can just take off at 10:30 and go grab something, whatever. So anyways, enough of that. I love that there are more women like me.
Yes.
Give me a hashtag I'm like you
Yes.
if you're watching this later and you are like me. So tell me about a goal that you have. Like, do y'all set goals on a monthly basis, weekly basis? Is it a financial goal? Is it a customers through the door goal? And what does that look like? And what are your challenges to reaching those goals that you set for yourself?
It depends on the month, but the goals change. I mean, there's always a financial goal. You're in business, there's a financial goal every month. I mean, you've got to make, you've got rent, you've got payroll, you've got, clothes that you've got to buy. I mean, there's so many things. So yes, the financial goal is always there, depending on the month. There's sometimes they're higher, sometimes they're lower. But then there's always the goals of, creating events, and making the event successful. There's the goal of driving more traffic to our website. There's the goal of in getting more people to buy from Instagram to our website.
Mhm.
All those different goals.
And backlinks and things like that.
Mhm.
What's probably the one thing that you struggle with the most as a business owner? Like, what's your hardest thing to do that you're like, oh, I got to do that? What is that?
Goodness, everything is. That's a good question. Oh, what is this hardest? Right now, my biggest challenge is our website. That's my biggest challenge. We just don't drive the traffic to it that I see other boutiques do, um, and it's learning how to do that. Uh, that's a challenge. We're in the middle of a remodel. So it's definitely a challenge of trying to make the store look like a cute little boutique with plastic ceilings and my future fitting room all in plastic and things like that. So there's lots of challenges. Owning a boutique, I hear so many people that want to open a boutique. And also being here at market, you see all these new people that are opening a boutique, and and they're just so excited, and they just think it's fun just to go buy clothes and all of that, and knowing that it's hard. It is it is. There's someone that say Southern Charms like the same thing as you.
Yeah, someone just said this. Not sure if you covered this as I just joined, but what percent, if you can put one, has COVID impacted your business?
um, Prior to fourth quarter, COVID had probably impacted my business right about 30%. First month we opened up, in when we got to open up in May, uh,
Mhm,
we were down 50% to the previous May. June
mhm,
we bounced back. July we went right back down. I think because it just all the numbers were increasing.
mhm.
August was the same way, and then I would say October, November, and December. Honestly, I hated to say this because I hated like feeling like I was, jinxing myself or whatever. It was my best fourth quarter in business. Was this fourth quarter?
Feels all down. Yeah.
It's amazing to say it, and I love to say it, but I don't say it lightly because I know I've watched so many friends that own boutiques close their doors
Mhm.
through all of this, and that breaks my heart. There's a boutique a block away from me that recently closed right after Christmas, and I wanted to cry. I mean, I was in tears at one point. I mean, it's just we need those boutiques downtown. I want more boutiques downtown because I want it to be more of a destination. I love the community of boutique owners and how we all support each other. Um, and but I guess does that answer the question about the
Yeah. No,
COVID?
that does answer the question. And I like how, so going back to the website thing, and this kind of goes with Southern Charm. Her name is, we call her, she goes by JoJo by her friends. But anyways, so coronavirus hits, right? And you were talking about, the remodel.
Mhm.
So we have a worldwide pandemic. Everyone's like suppressed by, they're like, everyone's like, I'm never watching the news again. All this news is just giving me anxiety, right? So you have an anxious nation, you've got a pandemic, you've got a full-blown remodel, right? And you're having to pivot to learn how to drive more traffic to your website because that's what's going to proof you from the next dang pandemic. Because as long as they can shop online and they know about your online, then those sales will buffer the 30% drop that you get from lack of traffic sales in the store, right?
Right.
So you're pivoting, you're building, you're pandemicking, you're shutting off the television, we're doing all the things. How did COVID propel you in your moving forward with your website? I know for me, for instance, when at the end of February, we sold out our March bingo last spring. And I was like, there's no way I'm refunding all those people. I've got to turn this into a virtual event. How am I going to do that? So in like 7 days, like drinking from a fire hose, I learned how to do that to make that event work. So do you feel like the rest of everyone that's in small business, do you feel like you were drinking from a fire hose trying to learn how to make it work? And what did you learn as a result of being forced to learn it that you would have put off?
I did. It was like what it was all about pivoting and just trying to find ways to reach the customer because you were told to close. That was the scary, I will say that was the scariest time. I think I won't say the absolute, but one of, the scariest times, definitely since owning the boutique and part of my business, it was the scariest. You see people that close their doors for whatever other reason, that they've either done it so long or whatever, but I had to close my doors for 6 weeks because I was told I had to. I was told I wasn't essential. I was told my business wasn't essential, and I had to close for the better of the nation and the community. And that was it. I don't even know how to put it into words. It scared me because I'm like, what do I do? And it was my life. I mean, Bittersweet Ivy is second to my kids. I mean, it's my children, it's Bittersweet Ivy, and then my husband. And my husband knows it goes in that order. I mean, it's just it's Bittersweet Ivy is and he'll tell you all day long. It's like my other baby. And I think anybody in a small business, that's how they are. Any entrepreneur is going to say that their business is one of their priorities. And it should be, or you shouldn't have it. But I had to learn how to do Facebook Lives. I'm not a Facebook Live person. This whole thing stressed me out because I am not this kind of person either. And I had to learn how to do them. I started getting on camera and just talking to the camera and walking around the store and trying to show things to people because I'd be in the boutique. I'd go in the boutique every day, even though I wasn't allowed to open my doors. Mm-hmm. I did do private shopping. I'm blessed and very fortunate that I have a strong customer base of some loyal customers that will only shop with me, will only come to our boutique. And they came during all of that as well. They helped me with my Facebook Lives and so people were going to our website a little bit more. And then once we opened the doors, we saw the website kind of go back off a little bit. But it was all about pivoting and doing what made me feel uncomfortable, but it was seeing the results of it. I was like, oh, okay. But it was about doing it was pushing me to be in an uncomfortable position to better my business.
Yep. 100%. And you just said something that, Eka, if you're watching, you need to edit this part out and give it to me to post later. You said that you are very blessed and fortunate to have a very good group of, you didn't use the words super fans, but it's called super fans. And I teach this in my social media marketing classes. And there's a book called Super Fans by Pat Flynn. He is a social media marketing giant guru. He's amazing, but he's really short and he's amazing though. But he has a book called Superfans. And basically what he says is you just need like a handful of superfans to be successful. You can have clients and followers that occasionally buy from here, but a superfan will pick up everything that you lay down. They will refer you. They will show up for all your events. They will speak your praises. They will tag you in the post when they're wearing your clothes. They will, you know,
and it's amazing. Yes.
Foundation. And the way that you get a super fan is by moving them from the follower category into the friend category. And the way that you do that is being authentic and building that relationship. And with you having had 6-7 years, I think you said, was it 6 or 7?
I've been in Frisco for 5.5. I've been in business for 6.5.
Okay. So for all of that time, that 5 years in Frisco specifically, you have built that relationship with those clients so that now during a pandemic, I mean, they were probably more scared than you were. They're like, oh my God, Bittersweet Ivy can't go away. That's my favorite shop. Where will I go? Right? So
I had a lot of that. I had a lot of, yes, please tell me you're not going to close your doors. Please tell me you're doing okay. And it is. I'm going to have to call them super fans now. They'll all love it.
Yeah, they are. There's your super fans.
I'm going to make them all use the hashtag. make them all use the hashtag super fans. They'll think that.
Yes.
But yeah, they came. They showed up. I mean, they'll just come. It's amazing. I mean, and I never knew that you could develop this with a boutique. But I think some of my closest friends now they started out as my customers in the boutique, and they're some of my closest friends. I have one customer I'm thinking of that she texted me since I've been here at Market, and she's like, I'm coming in Saturday because you're back in the store. And I've watched her daughter grow up. The first time I met her daughter was just a few months old, and she was carrying her on her hip. And now, she comes in. Her name's Penelope, and she knows the store. You would think she was my daughter when she walks in because she acts like she runs the store half the time. She just turned 3. I mean, cutest thing. But that's like another bit of advice. If I could tell any other boutique owner that's on here, just be authentic with your customers, and just make them feel like they're your friend. I mean, whenever I hire someone new in the boutique, the first thing I tell them is when somebody walks in your house, do you let them walk in and wander around, or do you greet them? You open the door for them. You're like, hey, how's it going? Come on in. You're that way. I'm like, everybody that walks through our door, that's how I want them greeted. They are walking into your home, not into just the boutique. I'm like, so you have to treat them that way. And I think it's worked. I mean, I would say Alexis probably, who runs, is our manager who runs the store when Kristen and I aren't there. She even has her little group of super fans, I would have to say at this point, just because it's just the kind of culture we want to create in there.
Right. Oh gosh. Yeah. If I could reiterate that just a little bit. So my hairdresser, her name is Sydney Booth.
Yep. You promote her all the time. I love it. Yes.
Started coming to bingo. Her very first bingo was my birthday bingo or my anniversary bingo 1 year at Dee Dee's. Now we're coming up on our 2 years. Maybe it was a year now. I don't know, whatever. But it's been a while. Mm-hmm. And she comes every time. She sponsors prizes every time. She now has a beauty shop in Brookylands Bungalow. We're going on vacation together. I see her all the time. Natasha, with my bungalow, she needed a spa location upstairs. We became great friends. I was like, you should go to Jamaica with us. So we have been swimming in the ocean together in Jamaica. And now she bought the house across the street from me, and we're going to be neighbors for life.
Oh, that's amazing.
All this is from business and building relationships. And it is the most rewarding. I mean, yes, we are in business to make money, mm-hmm. and we have the guts to fail. But the things that we're succeeding at were successes that we didn't factor into the equation when we started our business. We didn't know how important the relationships would be to us later on. Some of my best friends now, closest friends, all came from meeting them through business, building a relationship, and they're beyond super fans. They're best friends.
Right. There's there's several of mine that are definitely beyond best friends. Like when I'm having a bad day, there's one in particular that I can call her, and she's just there. She's there for whatever I need. Her daughters are there for what I've watched. She's another one where I've watched her daughters. One of the big things we failed at in Bittersweet Ivy was trying to do tween clothing. And unless you're JK Kids, which Dana rocks great at, amazing with it. Unless you're that, you have no business doing tween clothing. Well, at least we didn't. But her daughter had modeled for me because they were trying to help get that, launch that for us. I mean, I agree. You end up creating best friends out of it. And it's not what I thought was going to happen at the beginning. I mean, when Kristen and I, opened the boutique and we were talking about what our target audience was going to be. At that point, we just wanted to dress women our age in cute, trendy clothes without looking like we raided our teenage daughter's closet.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we wanted to do. Or you could come and get a cute outfit, and not spend $100 on a top. I mean, there's nothing wrong with if you want to do that. I mean, that's great. But us being moms and me, I mean, I have 5 kids. I mean, it's with that. I don't have $100 just to go blow on a random top here and there.
Right.
But I want to buy cute new things. And so that's what we target it with ours. And to see how much it's developed into beyond that is just, it's so rewarding and amazing.
Yeah. Wow.
Why I love the store, and it's why I love it.
So a couple of questions. We have about 3 minutes left. I
could talk to you all day. I didn't think I was going to like this. And can we just chat all day?
Yes, we can. We can do this again. I told you, this would be so easy. Just friends talking. Sorry about the noise there.
Okay.
I have someone wrestling bags around me.
Is it Matt?
Yeah. And he knows better than that because this is recorded, and that's what everyone's going to hear is him being a klutz.
Oh, that's okay.
Anyways, but with you having a partnership, right, with Bittersweet Ivy, I think that's something that's unique to you. Not all rail district businesses are going to have that sort of series. So my question to you is, like with Matt and I, we're husband and wife. Neither one of us particularly like doing laundry. Neither one of us particularly like doing the dishes. But he does the dishes, I do the laundry, right? We divide and conquer those tasks we don't like doing. Right. But what I know to be true about you and Kristen is that Kristen's more of a numbers girl. You're more of a creative type. And so did those duties, sorry about the ding, those duties naturally separate, and she has this and just stays in her lane, and you have what makes your partnership work, and how do you divide those tasks?
Well, what makes our partnership work, and it's what made our friendship work, is that we're 2 completely different people. We are completely different. And that's what's helped with the business as well. I'm the one you'll see me more in the boutique, and it's just a natural thing. And she is there, but I'm just there more. Because she does a lot behind the scenes. She makes most of the jewelry that we have in the store. Yeah, that's something that's developed over time. She has started to make a lot of the jewelry that we carry. But yeah, when we first started, it was she's more of a numbers person. She's more of a she's the one that originally started our website. She does all of that, and I'm the one that I love to merchandise the store. She knows, like, if I go away for several days and we get a lot of product in, she's like, I just put it wherever I think it could go, because I know you're going to just move everything when you come in. And so that's how it's just naturally split up.
Yeah,
that's awesome. But over the last, especially since the pandemic, we've both been trying to know everything there is to know about the business. So the
Right.
things I didn't know about, some of the numbers on the back end part, I've learned now since then.
Your insights and things like that, and just to really drill down on the info so that you can take that information and know what's working and what's not. It's so important. Knowledge is power.
Right.
And for so long in my business, I was so buried in not knowing social media marketing or what to do or where this was going to go, or do I make this just, the subscription box? Do I turn it off? All the different things that I would shy away from any more information or learning anything new because it was already eating my lunch. My plate was full.
Yeah.
But now
that's how it was for me, is like, it was, I wanted I was so overwhelmed with just the everyday part of the business, that I didn't dive into the stuff that was going to make us grow more and more and more. And that's been also another blessing of the pandemic, where it gave me a chance to pause for a minute and to be able to focus more on that aspect of the business as well, to see what changes we needed to make.
Right. Wow. Okay. So with this last, 30, 45 seconds, tell us, you're at market now. You don't work at market, but you are. Can you tell us what you're doing right now?
I usually don't. I've always wanted to, and I'm given the opportunity quite a bit. It's my favorite showroom that we work in, where we buy most of our jeans. And I was able, because we were also at market last week, I was able to help out in a showroom and see it on the other end of side of the business.
Right.
So I've been there helping other boutiques buy for their boutique. And so it's been very interesting to see how other boutiques buy, see how their clientele is. It's been eye-opening.
You're gathering information.
I am. And what I'm also walking away with is I'm meeting all these other boutiques, and I've gotten cards every day, making new friends and connections. Like, there's like this boutique in Green Bay, and there's another one in Colorado that we're all talking about going to Orlando for market. And they're like, we're all just going to go together. And so it's been really neat to kind of just broaden that group of people, is to have a wider boutique, friend group.
That's awesome. I love that.
Somebody else to bounce ideas off of. If you have something that's going really bad or not being able to sell, and they're selling it, how are they selling it? So
that's a really good point that we didn't cover. But being an entrepreneur is a lonely sport, and you have a partner, but for the most part, you don't get to, because most of the people right around you, even though community over competition, you still don't bounce your ideas off of. You know what I mean?
I'm the one that would. Kristen always reels me in. I'm the person that would, I talk to Kim at Sunny Page all the time, and I'm like, okay, what are you doing? I'm that person. I met the owners of Distinctively Hers, which is another boutique around the corner, this week. And it's weird, because it's like certain boutiques, they think that they can't be your friend because you're another boutique. But I'm like, but we can be friends.
Yeah, we can totally be friends.
People are like, well, aren't you, like when I told you when Twisted closed, there were so many people who were like, well, isn't that good for you? And I'm like, no, it's not good. When Blue Door left across the street from me, I was devastated.
I was too.
We worked so, I sent people across the street. They sent people. It's just all in how you approach it. So, that's another bit of advice. If there's another boutique watching this, is make friends with other boutiques. Don't think of it as you can't be friends because you guys are competitors. At the end of the day, you are in a certain way. You want the person, selfishly, I want the people to shop and spend more money in Bittersweet Ivy than at Sunny Page, but I don't carry everything that Kim carries. I'm different.
Right.
They're going to find things in different places. So
you're different.
The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. And the people that have made friends with Kim and resonated with her personality and who she is and her style are different than yours. And that doesn't mean that they like her better. They're just different.
Exactly.
I don't always, click with everyone. Some people are like, she's a lot. That she's and then people are like, oh my gosh, I love her. So whatever. There's enough to go around. You collect weirdos, okay? We all need to collect our own weirdos that like us for who we are.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I totally love talking to you. I could totally talk to you for another 35 minutes. I would have no issue with that. But I actually have to run down to your boutique and get clothes for my photo shoot at 4:30.
You do, and there have been quite a few new arrivals. So
yes, okay.
Well, I'll Alexis as soon as we get off, and I'll let her know you're headed down.
Yeah, I am. I'm putting my shoes on, and I'm heading. The shoes I got from you, and I'm heading down there.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
All right. You have a great day at market. Get those business cards, and I will talk to you later.
All right. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.